Whoops. Oh, sorry, I forgot to unmute myself on my stream, so this started with you making that noise and not me. So, sincerest apologies about that little bit. There we have. So, hi, hello.
Hola.
Hello. Ciao, ciao, hello, and what's the Pokemon gremlin say? It's like ciao, ciao, hello, bonjour, or something like that.
Woo.
La 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 woo. So hey, we're not doing things today.
Nope.
We're not playing games. We're not doing tier lists or anything. We're just shooting the shit.
Man, you know what would have been a great topic to do today? To do all of your favorite Pokemon.
Right, okay. Let's go ahead and say that really quick. Was about an hour and a half before the stream, before right now, we were just hanging out in the Discord, and I had the thought, oh hey, you know that Pokemon ranker where like it goes by generation and you decide what all your favorite Pokemon are? By type, by generation, and then total at the end? I'm gonna do that. And it was great, and it was fun, and it was entertaining, and then about 95% of the way through, I had the thought, oh, I should have done this as a live stream.
You think? I didn't even know you wanted to stream today.
And then, so that's just lost to the cosmos forever. That wonderful, beautiful, genius topic of conversation is just gone to the ether. And we'll never be able to use that for a stream ever. We're gonna do that in like a month when we forget what we said.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, but that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about some good old anime today.
For anime swag, we're flying like Goku.
Anime and manga. Thank you, Japan, for that. Remember when Obama said that, like, on live TV? It was like, anime.
Yeah.
Man, people love using that clip.
And I love using you for my own personal gain.
What are you talking about? That's what I do.
Oh, jeez.
Hmm.
There's a crazy loud firework.
Jeez. Right. Tomorrow is a day of little remark, except for the fact that it glorifies fascism. Yay!
And that fireworks will be destroying the nation.
And giving veterans post-traumatic stress.
They're really bad for the environment.
Yeah. So, hey.
Your dogs don't like it.
Radical idea, everybody. I know. Kind of a crazy idea here. Maybe don't light fireworks in the dead of July when forest fires are at peak and animals are all around and you could literally trigger PTSD.
Oh, so you'll say this, but then you'll go, electric stoves are stupid, actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, burning her fuel.
A gas stove is not gonna start a forest fire.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you. I'm flooding the environment with my gas. But I am not lighting things on fire to create a half-second colorful boom.
Yes, Squid. I think for this, you should put on some Subway Surfers on screen.
Just keep people entertained.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just find out like a looping GIF of Subway Surfers footage and just put that in the corner. You know what would have been brilliant for this? And this is like when we do like a more organized, like set the date, write out our talking points, really think about this like podcast. I would love to have just like straight up a setting. Like a set where like we just like fake sit my VTuber model down in like a chair. And then like we have
boarded up because we're in the cyberpunk future city and we're in some random shack.
Yeah.
Where the cyber police are gonna try and kill us.
I picture it'll just be like the Joe Rogan Experience, except you can see like giant blimps out the windows and like everything's holographic. You know, everybody knows exactly what the Joe Rogan Experience area looks like. I don't. I just said that. All I'm picturing is like the one fucking... Oh, here we go. Perfect. Subway Surfers GIF. Get the best GIFs on... Is that a guy on a skateboard?
I guess.
What's going on at Subway Surfers? Yeah,
Fun.
Okay, there we go. There's the normal boy. It's even vertical. Subwaysurfers.gif. Let's put that on stream so that we're not going to lose anyone's attention here. Listen, the name of the game is, of course, being as popular and clickbaity as possible, and it helps when people don't click off the stream. So let's just get this right here, let's get this nice and big, and now let's talk about Magical Girl anime.
So real. Magical girls. Magical girls have always big interested me. I love them.
I should have gotten into Magical Girls a long time before I did, but I made the mistake that I think the majority of people watching anime do, where they watch Madoka, they watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Sailor Moon when they're a kid, and then they're turned off from the genre forever.
It's true. That is every single experience of people who have a passing interest in magical girls.
Yep.
And nothing deeper.
They always start with Madoka. They probably saw some episodes of Sailor Moon when they were younger, and those are not great ways to start.
Nope.
No.
My first magical girl show was Ojamajo Do Re Mi, or should I say the English for kids version, Magical Do Re Mi.
Which is not as good as Ojamajo Doremi.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I did watch Shugochara once I started getting into the anime isms, and that is a pretty fine magical girl anime.
So iconic. Mm-hmm. My big magical girl anime is, of course, Tokyo Meow Meow.
Tokyo Meow Meow.
Meow Meow Power!
Yep, exactly.
Watch Tokyo Mew Mew Mew, everyone.
Yeah, do it. They don't kill the elementary school-aged alien child in this one.
And that's very evil of them, if we're being honest.
Would you have preferred if Tart died? What? Oh, boy.
I'm very conflicted on how I feel about that. I like both.
It's a lot more impactful if Tart dies. But I feel like in the original, it's kind of it doesn't hold as much weight because all 3 of the aliens die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be this is completely unrelated, but I had this issue with Gurren Lagann where I infinitely prefer the movie more because in the movie, only Kitan dies. In the anime, fucking everybody that isn't Simone dies. It's so ridiculously dumb. And Yoko, I guess. But it sucks, literally, more than half of the cast just start blowing up in a giant fireball. I'm like, oh, this is a bummer, but I mean, you guys had 5 lines before this, and then Kitan dies too, and I'm like, I don't feel bad about this, because everybody else died. What was that?
Should we be saying spoilers on the things we're talking about?
Oh yeah, that was a big Gurren Lagann spoiler, wasn't it? Anyway, this is gonna be, I'll type it out right now. This is gonna be spoilers for, we're gonna be talking about Revolutionary Girl Utena, both the show and the movie. Princess Tutu, which if you haven't seen, stop watching the stream right now and watch Princess Tutu instead. We're gonna be talking somewhat about Precure. I don't think we'll get into spoiler territory with that. And we'll also be talking about Wonder Egg Priority, which is, we will spoil, but you'll probably be glad we did, because, ugh. Is that a spoiler on its own, me thinking about the ending of Wonder Egg Priority and going, ugh? Oh boy.
I'm sure it's fine.
So, magical girl anime. Let's define magical girl anime.
It's a show about a girl with magic that is full of feminine themes.
Yes, exactly.
Girls optional.
Yeah, the girls optional. Is that? Can we think of a full-on besides the Precure stage show? Are there any all boys magical girls?
Cute High Earth Defense Club love.
True. What about, oh shoot, what was it?
Ranmaru.
You got it. You read my fucking mind. Ranmaru, exactly.
You only know one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a ton of magical boys. There's something magical boys in magical girl shows, Shugochara has a lot of them.
Yep. We got Cure Wing in the new Precure season, which is fucking fantastic for him.
So cool.
He is not the first male Cure, but he is the first male Cure in the main cast, right?
Yes. He is the first real main series male Cure.
Which is so fucking cool of him. Like, if I grew up knowing that I could be a Precure, you know what? It would probably be because my egg cracked before that, not because I was a boy.
So the first Precure boy.
The first Precure boy
would be Cure Gorilla.
Cure Gorilla, of course.
Cure Gorilla, now Precure, who's just who's literally just one half of a random comedy duo who hang out with the girls for a bit. And he does the whole transformation.
He does. He just
like a stupid gag.
Like he's got like the fake like transforming wand, and he's just like puff puff poo poo, and he does his little pose. And that was the first male Cure. Actually, we could probably put that on stream, right? That probably wouldn't be. No, we'd probably get copyrighted for that.
We get copyrighted so hard for that. It uses the music.
Oh, totally. And that hurts that I can't like put on just a bunch of Precure footage. Especially when I like go back and just like edit this into like just a nice video. This is gonna be a really fun video to do because we will just have Subway Surfers in the corner the whole time.
Yes.
Okay. So Magical Girls, feminine themes, a lot of like stories of like personal growth and, you know, coming out of your shell, growing into a woman, things like that, you know. Good uplifting themes like that. Also a lot of friendship, a lot of love, a lot of loyalty. It's basically shonen anime, but with girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's just like that. Like, you know, you watch your fucking animes with the little boy who's like screaming like, I'm not gonna give up on my friends. Literally Magical Girls. Also, they fucking haul ass. Like, oh my god. Like, people are very dismissive of Magical Girl genres, like, for a lot of reasons. And again, I think it is because they start with Madoka, which has little to no action, if we're being honest. They have the one scene where Mommy twirls around a gun, and another scene where Homura launches an ICBM. Not really action scenes, for the record. They're just kind of dancing. And they also watch Sailor Moon, which is fine. It's just like a lot of beam attacks and not really, you know, hands-on combat.
I love beam attacks, though. Ching, ching.
Precure takes that and throws it out the fucking window. And I love that for Precure.
It's so hot. I think, like, in general, I think Magical Girls can get pretty violent.
Right.
Especially when they, like, hecking die and stuff.
Oh, no, seriously, like, totally. Like, everybody, like, I keep talking about Madoka, and I don't want to talk about Madoka because when we talk about psychopaths, we're inevitably going to be talking about psychopaths. That's just an obsession weighing on my mind so much. When we talk about that, I want to talk about, like, Gen Urobuchi's, like, entire library of works, because they're all emotionally driven stories of, like, depression and stuff, but Madoka is treated as, like, this big subversion of Magical Girl storyline stuff. And for the record, like,
it's
kind
not
of, but not really.
It's not a subversion, it's just a dark tape.
Exactly. There is a massive tonal shift in, like, episode 4, and that changed the whole thing, but really that's the only big difference is, like, the shift, the tone of the show.
The tone shift happened in, like, the first 3 episodes as opposed to in the last 10 episodes.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Like, Magical Girl stuff will always inevitably come into, like, themes of, like, losing hope and, like, falling into despair and, like, legitimate death and stuff like that.
Oh my god, do you, like, I've shown you, like, late episodes of Tokyo Mew Mew. They were crazy for half that stuff.
They were crazy. We talked about how Tart fucking dies. Tart is a child. And, like, there's all this other shit, too.
This small child gets murdered by one of his teammates.
Yeah!
And then the child of the magical girl group is holding on to his dead corpse.
Yeah! Like, screaming and crying. It's fucked.
And I love that. That's so cute. Heart hands. I wish that was me!
You wish you were dying in Purim's arms?
Yes! That's the new baby!
And they also kill Quiche, which is... Also
they always
so sad.
Quiche, though.
They always kill Quiche, because how is Quiche gonna still be alive when Mark has to survive as the main love interest? I'm never gonna learn his name, he's Mark to me. And I'm so sorry. Listen, nobody in any dub by 4Kids has had a scene as fucking iconic as, "No, you're not, you're just a freak!" So he's Mark to me. He is forever Mark.
I love that.
But yeah,
I
Mark,
wish that was me.
Yeah, Mark, who is the Blue Knight, Aona Kishin, R.I.P. those beautiful shorts. Yeah, he turns and like he fucking tries to kill. I was about to say Zoe. I could at least remember Ichigo's name. He literally tries to kill Zoe, which is like, you know, been like his MO was protecting her for the whole show. So like all this shit about like despair and betrayal and stuff is just in Magical Girls. It's just not in episode 3 of Magical Girls.
It's literally bonkers. Wait until we get to some of these later episodes of the prequels we're watching.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're currently...
Like, it's just so much. It's too much. That's the frustrating thing about the Legacy of Madoka. Whether you like it or not, it has negatively, like, screwed up the perception of Magical Girls forever.
And there's nothing wrong with Madoka. It's a fine show. Like, I should say, this is an Urabuchi thing again. It's a fine show. It's just, like, not nearly as, like, dark. Or, you know, it's not as, like, philosophical as people think it is. It's not deep. It's emotionally driven. That's it. Characters in every Urabuchi thing do dumbass things. And it only makes sense from the lens of they're acting entirely on emotion.
Yep.
And that's good. Like, that's good writing, honestly. Like the scene in where fucking... You know the scene where Mommy kills everybody?
Yes.
I always think about that, because that's not Mommy at all. That just isn't Mommy at all. But it makes sense in the context of she is a traumatized teenager.
But aren't we all traumatized children?
We are. We're all traumatized children. So anyway, Precure is amazing. It is exactly the shonen anime that, with an all-girls cast and feminine themes, that people like to pretend doesn't exist.
Girls like action shows, and this is an action show.
They do. Like, literally, like, put on the first, like, episode of the first Precure series, and, like, at the midway point, they are doing this, like, crazy hand-to-hand throwing hands with, like, the first villain they made. It is insane to watch. Or, like, fucking, like, the first 2 minutes of Heartcatch is just non-stop badass action. It's great.
It's hot.
I love it. I love it.
It's hot.
Yeah. So, yeah, Magical Girls, fucking rule. Don't dismiss it.
Okay, quiz. Can you name, in order, every season of Precure, including sequels?
Okay, that is, the first 3 are Futarewa Precure. Just, the first 2 are the same characters, but the next one gets a new character. I think that one's called Splash? And then
you missed one.
I missed one. Splash is the one with the new characters, right? Who look exactly like the old characters.
New characters. Right. But after the original Fuwa, they had a sequel called Max Heart.
Max Heart, that's it. And they introduced the new Cure, who isn't a Cure? Is that right?
She is technically not a Cure. Her name is Shiny Lumious. She is a Cure. By all intents and purposes, she is a Cure. She just does not have the cure prefect.
Right, okay. And then after they did Splash, that was the first, I don't remember the name of it, but is the first Precure with 4 cures. Like an actual team instead of a duo. I can't remember the name of it.
Why would it be 4?
Wasn't it 4 or was it 5? It's just the first Precure with a team. I know that for a fact.
It's literally called Yes Precure 5.
Okay, well, proves I still have shit to learn. After Smile Precure 5, I want to say it was Princess Precure?
No, but
No.
also it has a direct sequel.
Oh, it did. Okay.
That one is called Yes Precure 5 Go-Go.
Go-Go. Okay. Okay, I knew there was a sequel where they just added Go.
Yep, which that one also introduces the sixth cure to their team, who is also a girl who is not a cure.
Of course.
Named Milky Rose.
Milky Rose is a hell of a name, for the record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh gosh, okay. It's
the show directly in between that and Heartcatch.
Okay. I know this one. I can I have the style of the cures in my mind right now.
Check it out, I'm in the house like carpet. And if there's too many heads in my blunt, I won't spark it out, put it in my pocket and
you got it.
Yes. Okay.
You know why it's called Fresh?
No.
Because the girls have fruit theme.
Oh. Neat. That's cute.
Cure Peach, Cure Berry, Cure Pine, as in pineapple, and Cure Passion, as in passion fruit.
Okay, I was about to say, isn't there a Cure Passion fruit? And I just realized I'm thinking of Cure Papaya, who is so unfortunately boring.
So sad.
I want to love you, Cure Papaya. You just need more stuff going on in your life, girl. Alright, and then it's Heartcatch, and then it's easy. I know this one. Sweet, Smile, Doki Doki, Happiness Charge. I don't know what's after that.
After that is Go Princess Precure.
Go Princess Precure, okay. Is it Cure a la Mode after that?
No.
No.
Come on, you got this.
Oh, it's the one with Cure Miracle and Cure Magical, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. What is it? It's like witching or something like that. Cure.
Figure it out.
Witchy.
It's one of the only names where it's not really localized.
I don't know.
Like in English.
It's like witch something, isn't it? It's not Hug.
It's not Hosakai Precure. Actually, I think it's like localized names like Witchy Precure.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's like half, right?
I'm sorry that the fan base always exclusively calls it Mahosakai.
Mahosakai, alright. And then it's Cure Precure a la Mode, right?
Yep.
And then Hugto.
Yep.
Star Twinkle, Healing Good, Tropical Rouge, Delicious Party, and Soarin' Sky.
You got it, baby!
Yay! I'm learning!
Yay!
Ugh, fucking love Precure. I've had people ask me before, like, where to start with Precure, and I always say, like, the original series, or the current series, or whatever is currently popular.
Quite honestly, I think it's totally fine to just pick a cure season with an aesthetic you like and just watch it.
Yep, and I feel like that is probably gonna be Heartcatch or Cure a la Mode. Or the original. Just watch the original. It's fine.
Yeah, it's so iconic. It's really different from how Precures are now.
Yeah.
You can feel how different it is from even Precures by Smile era.
Yeah. It's got the building blocks, but it's also totally a different thing.
It's totally a different feel.
It's interesting. It is interesting to watch.
That season, more than any other Precure season, I think, really does feel like girl shonen.
Yes. Yeah. I can't
They're
wait to
really
watch
going
more.
after that. Yeah! Precure?
That's the one with like it even has like a shonen-y sound, and like the opening theme is like pooty cute ah. It's like so fun, it like gets you hyped up. I love it.
It's hot.
It's hot. I love it.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Precure. That's Precure. Go watch some Precure. Precure's nice. I love Precure. I love, like, every Precure series is so fun, because it's just about these kids getting some magical powers, don't know what to do with them. A 40-year-old man tries to beat them up about it, and then that 40-year-old man goes home where Satan calls them a piece of shit.
It's true.
And most of the fighting is specifically done with, like, these evil devil creatures that, like, possess just, like, a random household object. And they usually have a name like Fuck Offos, and they just make you fuck off. Just, like, literally, I love that. It's like, they are the most basic of basic puns for the monster names.
Because it needs to be something more.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't.
Yeah, if nothing else, Precure pays the bank for Toei. It's like ridiculously lucrative.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's just a toy, like, manufacturing machine. Like, literally, I'll be watching Precure, and, like, I'll see, like, just some random item they use, and I'm like, wow, that's very clearly, like, product placement, you're trying to sell toys. And then I'll also be like, I kinda want it. I kinda want that. I really want, what is it? I want Cure Butterfly's Mix Palette. That seems so fun to use. With, like, the little, you pick the colors and then you spin it in a circle.
I love a circle. Draw a circle, that is Earth.
Draw a circle, that is Kirby.
Kirby!
Wait, what's it? It's like, first draw a circle, and then add 2 arms and 2 feet. Add the face, put in some color, and presto, it's Kirby.
Do you know that, like, very regularly, Precure will make, like, over twice as much as Sailor Moon does?
Fuck yeah!
Just easy.
Well, I could kind of see that, because Precure's just bigger, right?
Oh yeah.
It's, I don't know if it's more popular, like, worldwide. I think it's more popular in Japan, specifically. But it also just has, like, more characters. Like, Sailor Moon, since it came out to today, is still working with, like, the same core cast of Sailor Scouts. And you can only re-release, you know, the same ones and, you know, different styles to the same characters as new figures. But, like, with Precure, just literally, every new season, new toys, new characters, different figures for all of them. It's great. It sells itself.
It's so easy!
It is. It really is.
As much as I love Precure, it could never be my favorite magical girl of all time. Not even close.
Which we'll say it together at the same time. It's...
My favorite is Princess
Tutu! Yeah, okay. Watch the fuck out of Princess Tutu. We already said it. If you're watching this and you haven't watched Princess Tutu, stop watching this and watch Princess Tutu.
Can you put onto the screen like some text saying "Watch Princess Tutu"?
Yeah, I absolutely will, and I'll be like flashing it the whole time that we're talking. It's just big text that's saying like "Watch Princess Tutu." Like, stop watching the stream and watch Princess Tutu. Oh, jeez, that's huge. It's taking up the whole screen.
It's literally my favorite show of all time.
Okay, let's bump down the font size. It's 250 font size. Okay, there we go.
I love your font. It's so cute. So super
That's too small. Ugh, where's the balance?
Dude, you suck at this.
There we go. Stop watching this stream and go watch Princess Tutu if you have not yet done so.
Even if you have watched it, watch it again.
Watch it again? No, well, I kind of do want you to, like, hear what we have to say about it. Because, oh my god, Princess Tutu is... It's peak, right? It, like, literally doesn't get better.
It's literally perfect.
It is...
I love Princess Tutu.
It is an incredibly, beautifully put together, like, meta-narrative story about, literally...
About a man who died.
It's about a man who died.
There's a really, like, huge anteater lady.
I feel like we're not really covering the important points. It is doomed characters in part of a ballet who literally fight against the story itself to give them a happy ending. And it's so fucking good! It's so fucking good! Literally, the storyteller, the person who wrote the story, is like a main character. He's like the primary antagonist by the end of the show, more so than the antagonist that he wrote. It's so fucking good!
It's a battle for them to have a happy ending in a world that was literally written for them to all suffer horribly.
Yes, he, like, intended for this world to be just, like, a one-dimensional, literally, like, a ballet story. Like, it was literally supposed to be, like, like a ballet. Literally, nobody was going to get a happy ending, except for maybe, you know, the prince, who is just kind of a bystander. And it's not even a happy ending, he just walks away, right? That's, like, classic ballet. You know?
It's so sad.
Everybody dies or is tortured forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just, like, it's literally the love that they have for each other, which changed the story fundamentally just forever. And that's so good. I'm so in love with it.
It's so good.
Like, oh, I literally cannot think of a storyline, or like a story arc for a character that's better than Ruse. Oh, my beautiful, sweet angel. My wonderful girl.
It's so interesting. But like while still being able to do these incredibly complex topics. It's very clear in what it is and what it's saying.
Yeah.
Because it is like a literal kids show.
Yeah.
This aired on Kids Station.
Mm-hmm. And it does not shy away from being a magical girl series at any point. It never takes that away from itself to, you know, tell a quote-unquote bigger story, because it is all the tools it needs to tell the bigger story.
It's just, it's so good.
It really
is.
It
really is, like, baby's first inquisitive, highly emotional series.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like we need to talk about this. There are a lot of people, there are people, I should say, who very passionately dislike the ending. Who think that those are people who haven't watched the show since they were like 12. Literally. But like literally there are people out there who think that the ending should have been basically what Drosselmeyer wrote down. Like, Rue should have been punished forever for being the Raven King's child, and Mito should have ended up with Princess Tutu. And that is very, like, baby-level interpretation. That is watching Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame and thinking, well, Quasimodo needs a girlfriend, doesn't he?
It's ridiculous. It's like watching Lilo and Stitch and thinking that Lilo is an abuser.
Right, that's the whole thing. I feel like we should talk about that. Like, we're gonna get into... Because we've been watching through all the Disney movies ever, we'll get into that eventually. But oh my god, I love the Lilo is an abuser BS. Like, that is kind of literally what it is. Because what they're saying is an emotionally manipulated little girl should suffer for being an emotionally manipulated little girl.
It's crazy. They're crazy for that.
Yeah, no. Princess Tutu was a show permanently changed for the better because Rue loved Mita so much and Duck loved Rue so much that they had to change the story for everyone. And it's, I cry every time.
It's so cute. I don't know how you don't walk out of the show with incredible amount of empathy about Rue and her incredibly sad, miserable life.
For real. Like, actually. Like, we watched it together, and, like, we just marathoned, the last few episodes, which is exactly how you need to watch it. And, like, the one fucking point in the show where they, like, officially and completely go against, Drosselmeyer's story, and he has that gasp where he's like, what? From that point onward to, like, probably about 10 minutes after we finished the show, I could not stop crying.
I'm pretty good about not crying for most of Princess Tutu, but man, that part where Duck is coming out of the lake, and Usura is like, is the story ending?
Oh my
Are we
God.
no longer gonna have adventure? That breaks me down every time.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Oh man. I feel like
the ending is so mature. It's so mature. I'm so glad they didn't wuss out at all on it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's exactly what it had to be for the theme of it.
Absolutely.
It had to be like that. It had to be her accepting her true form as a duck and the strength that comes with that. It had to end with Rue and Muto finding happiness together in their mutual pain and love.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be like that. It's so perfect for it.
It was so incredible that it was completely a different trajectory from, like, where the show starts out. And, it's so good for it.
I literally can't think of another show that I've seen has such a whose ending fits so perfectly into the theme of it.
Well, I can think of one. But are we ready for that segue?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, since you mention it, I can think of another perfect magical girl show that is also a meta-narrative. This one full of symbolism and complex themes.
But is way less intuitive to understand.
No, yeah, it is 1,000 times, like, more complicated. You need to get out, like, the fucking spreadsheets, you need to take notes, you need to think about what the symbolism of each individual object in the show means. You need to understand that every time you see a rose, that is an indication for love and the rose bride, but also corruption and hatred. I am, of fucking course, talking about Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Oh, don't you mean Princess Utena?
Oh yeah, I mean Princess Utena. Whale. Ooh, that is Whale from our Discord said Princess Utena once, and that is very antithetical to a lot of the themes in the show, and actually, like, kind of what the antagonists are trying to push. So I needed to mock them forever and eternally about that.
It's so funny.
So,
it's so funny.
Revolutionary Girl Utena takes, like, those themes of magical girls that we were talking about, like, friendship and growth and trust and things like that, turns it up to, like, 400. So first off, this is about love. This is specifically a story about love. It is also about the complexities of gender roles. It is viewing different characters and storylines through the view of the masculine versus the feminine. It is about freedom. It is about being controlled. It is about pain and what kind of pain you would be willing to go through for others. It's perfect. It is literally perfect.
Its themes are very similar to Princess Tutu Except you can't put this on a children's station.
No, you absolutely cannot. And for the record, like, this is what drives me nuts, is like, you know, people say Magical Girl anime is like very babyish. Revolutionary Girl Utena is incredibly inspirational to like modern animation, and it is fucking raw as all fucking hell. If you've ever seen an anime person charging at someone's sword first, that is Utena. If you've ever seen someone pull something out of someone else's chest in a very dramatic manner, that's Utena.
It's so delish.
Iconic. Ugh. So like literally, I feel like Revolutionary Girl Utena is like a topic you could literally talk about for hours, because like I said, you need to like get out the spreadsheets and write down all the different images and symbolism and everything like that, because it is so good.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favorite things about Utena is that really none of them are like perfect people, or even good people most of the time.
Most definitely not.
They're incredibly complex, and that leads to their incredibly complex emotions and love.
Oh, definitely.
They all have such complex feelings on love. Too complex. You guys need to shut the heck up.
Just shut up. Like, Jury, keep talking. Your stuff is good, and you had really good resolution. And then they did one more story arc just to be, like, be weird about it. Like, you remember, like, was it during the Black Rose arc where Utena won the duel by not attacking Jury's rose, but her locket? And when it broke and fell to the floor?
It was Jury's final episode.
It was her final episode. That was the fucking perfect resolution to her story, because that was not, you know, that was not the Rose duel. That was not cutting away, like I said, Rose is symbolizing love, passion, and, you know, also the Rose Bride and why they're fighting. That was not Utena cutting that away. That was cutting away at the locket, what was on her neck, choking her, holding her down. And by doing that, it was literally, it was the power of revolution, cutting Jury free of what was binding her to her rose. And she forfeited, and it's brilliant. It's story writing at its best.
It's so hot. Jury's arc is so hot.
It's so hot.
Jury's so good.
Another thing...
And she does whatever the heck in the movie.
She drives a car. We'll talk about the cars. We'll talk about the cars.
Man, do you like cars? If you like cars, you'll love Utena.
Before we talk about the cars, though, one more thing I wanted to talk about, and that is one of my favorite aspects of Revolutionary Girl Utena is the dichotomy between the characters Toga and Utena herself. Because what's absolutely fascinating to me is that these are... They're honestly, like, by the rest of the school, as well as, like, the show itself, they are looked at as the two princes of the academy. And Utena is very regal and noble and chivalrous, always, you know, doing what is right, protecting the weak, things like that. Toga, on the other hand, is a playboy and a flirt and always exerting his strength to be on top of everything. He's president of the student council, he gets all the babes, and the thing that is so interesting to this is that both of these characters base their entire personalities on the same person. Like, they are both looking up to Akio and doing what they think Akio would do. Utena doing it as the prince that she saw when she was a child, who gave her the, what's it called? The ring. The duelist ring.
Rose Crest.
Thank you, the Rose Crest, and sort of inspired her to become the prince. Whereas Toga sees Akio as the ideal presentation of masculinity and sort of adulthood and something that he should strive to be, but they're seeing two completely different sides of Akio. The masculine versus the feminine side to him. Koga seeing sort of the true colors of Akio's nature, and Utena seeing the persona that he puts on to appease others. That's such brilliant writing. And then when Akio actually gets into the show, he's so much more controlling and lustful and despicable compared to Toga that suddenly it recontextualizes everything he does as just an act of make-believe to try to be that person. Brilliant writing!
It's crazy the influence that Akio has on all of these children.
It's actually crazy. Like, literally, you give him, like, 2 minutes with any child with any emotional baggage, and they will literally kill for him.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And then he becomes my absolute favorite character in the movie, and completely different. He has like 2 seconds of screen time where he does a fucking stupid ass twirl over a car and goes, "Ciao!" and then fucking falls out a window and dies.
It's literally insane. It's literally crazy.
So crazy. So, let's talk about the Utena movie. Because at the start of the Utena movie, I said to you, I wish they just, like, kept making Utena plotlines where it was like the Commedia dell'arte, where they just used these stock characters in weird, different situations, because that's how the movie is initially framed.
Mm-hmm.
It is the same characters, different storylines, different positions. And then the rest of it happened, and I changed my statement and said, I think they should never make another piece of Utena media again because of this ending.
Even though it has some really good gifts.
No. The thing is, I don't think they should make any more Utena ever again, because it would be, like, antithetical to the story, because the Utena movie becomes a meta-narrative about, like, fighting against the plot, exactly like Princess Tutu does, but it is literally just so Utena and Anthy can escape the story. And that is brilliant. It's beautiful.
It's so easy.
It wasn't easy. It was definitely not easy. Utena had to become a car. Utena transformed into a car.
Cars are one of the most recurring themes in the entire, or one of the most recurring symbols in the movie. Like, probably second to the road.
Right.
Cars are incredibly important.
Cars are fucking everywhere, dude.
It's too much.
The entire second half of the series, the entire second half of the movie, it's just cars. The fucking Utena movie just becomes a fucking race in the last half hour. Utena turns into a car, Anthy revs up the engine, and off they go. It's wild.
The car is symbolism for adulthood.
It is. It is a symbolism for adulthood, but it's also a symbolism about escape.
It's so interesting. All of the cast are in middle school or high school.
Yep.
So they all can't drive.
None of them can drive, and that is why the car represents an escape for them. Obviously, they can't drive. They're too young, right? But Akio can show them eternity in his car, and then they take up this sort of pseudo position because of this escapism that they've been shown, and that is how the car plays into the actual series. In the movie, Utena turns into a car so Anthy can escape the story she's been given. Ugh.
The car is where a lot of really important scenes happen.
Yes, majorly important.
He drives in his car all the time.
Speaking of majorly important scenes in Akio's car, let's talk about the fucking filler episode at the end of the series.
They were crazy for that one. They were insane about that.
Literally, it is a clip show episode where the most important gut-wrenching event in the entire series happens. It is fucking wild that they just put it at the end of a clip show.
The first time we see Akio is at the end of a clip show. Is during a clip show.
It's
like him interacting with Dios.
That's right. That was the first clip show episode. It was specifically Akio and Dios going through everything that happened in the show from their perspective, basically. Akio is
crazy.
I should say Dios is not really Akio. Dios is more the princely persona that Akio discarded when the Rose Bride became a witch and sealed Dios away.
It's so...
Totally doesn't make sense, does it?
You gotta believe us when we say that it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Akio
all you need to know is Anthe...
Akio was Dios, but Akio is not Dios.
Right, because Dios was sealed away by the Rose Bride. But
does he even exist at all? Question mark? Who knows? Should he even exist?
Do you know?
Up to you, audience. Do you know? Do you know? Do you? Oh, by the way, if you're gonna watch the show, watch in English. I don't care what you think it's gonna be. Watch in English.
Yeah, do that. Definitely do that because your mind is gonna be somewhere else, and you shouldn't spend all your time reading subtitles. Also for Nanami, do it for Nanami.
Nanami, best character of the show, Nanami!
This is so far going off the trail of talking about magical girls, but let's talk about Nanami. Best character in Utena. Best character in maybe anything. She's the best. She's a fucking freak.
Nanami is impressive. She is, like many characters in the show, incredibly complexly contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
She's incredibly, she's this kind of vile, horrible person, but her vileness comes from a place of true love and innocence.
Right. That's it. Her character comes from a place of innocence, which is completely different to everybody else who comes from some sort of resentment or guilt or lust. Nanami has done nothing wrong. She's just convinced what she's doing, as wrong as it is the right thing to be doing.
It's so obvious how much she's being used by her brother.
Mm-hmm.
She realizes how much she's being used by her brother.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a very interesting parallel to the relationship of Akio and Anthe.
Mm-hmm. Right. There is no... The relationship between Akio and Anthe, to stand in contradiction between Toga and Nanami, there is no deception in the relationship between Akio and Anthe. Akio abuses Anthe, and Anthe accepts the abuse knowing what it is. And it is heartbreaking. Literally, everything Anthe does in the show is out of a place of love, and she only suffers from it.
It's incredibly powerful that objectively, Anthe has done terrible things.
Yeah.
All the way up until the ending.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still the character in the show with the least power.
Yep.
With
Absolutely.
the least control.
Exactly. You know, it's presented from, like, literally episode 1. The Rose Bride is just the property of the prince. And that stays true up until the ending. Until the power of revolution is used. And man, is it ever used. But anyway, Nanami, one time she laid an egg.
One time she turned into a cow.
And that's just pretty fun. One time, she convinced herself that she made Utena and Anthy swap bodies by taking a very special spice that is only made every few hundred years in India, and putting it in Anthy's curry. Turns out Anthy was just a bad cook, but that did not stop Nanami from going to India and being trampled several times by elephants trying to get the spice.
I don't know. It doesn't sound as serious as that one time she spent all night getting that garter snake to show what a freak Anthy is.
That is like one of our introductory scenes to Nanami, was her trying to prove that Anthy's a freak. And Anthy is a freak, for the record. But she was like... She was trying to put snails in Anthy's pencil box. And her Anthy's pencil box is, of course, where Anthy keeps her collection of snails, right? Everybody knows this.
Of course.
Snails! There's snails in your pencil box!
I think it's cute. It's just like Miss Himamiya to do something like that. Literally.
We quote Nanami episodes constantly. You do not understand.
Literally 3 times Nanami tries to prove Anthy is a freak, and every single time Anthy is proven an even bigger freak, but instead of saying, "I'm so shocked, I misjudged you," they go, "I think it's just like her to do that." And it's so
man, Nanami, you gotta put that stuff away.
seriously.
It's,
Oh boy. Love you, Nanami. Love you so much. We could probably recite like half of like every scene in a Nanami episode. Like literally.
Unforgivable! Unforgivable! How can I make up ignorant of this until now?
Jerry!
Oh, I know she's going to make fun of me!
Hey,
but
watch
I'm only
it!
starting to lay eggs now!
Hey, watch it! You almost hurt my ball!
Your ball?
That's right, my ball!
That's your ball?
My ball! Ding, 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 ding. You know, it almost makes sense in Japanese, which makes it so much more funny in English.
If you are gonna watch it in Japanese, at least watch the curry episodes, the Nanami's egg episode, the cow episode, the Nanami flashback episode.
Yep.
Watch all 4 of those in English. You won't regret it. Nanami's voice actress was really pulling as hard as she could in those.
Big time. You don't have to watch the last Nanami episode, the one where she and her brother have a falling out. You could watch that in Japanese if you want. That is actually a serious Nanami episode.
Nanami, despite being completely comic relief for half the show, has some of the most heartbreaking character episodes.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, it's miserable. She's miserable.
Oh, yeah.
And she's so beautiful for that.
And it's entirely Toga's fault. I just fucking love how Revolutionary Girl Utena is just so well written that it will literally just, like, give you a random, a single line that completely changes your perspective of an entire character all at once. Like, literally, talking about Nanami and that episode, where Toga talks to her and says, like, "Don't you want me?" And she's like, "No, not that way." And it's like, whoa, okay.
It's crazy, but it's totally true that her feelings for her brother are come from a place of real, pure, sisterly love.
It's true, right. There is nothing impure or wrong about the way she feels about her brother. It's just the way that she's been sort of conditioned to show that. That has been so heavily worked.
Because Toga sucks.
Because Toga sucks.
It's so funny how the manga and the book make him suck way less.
That's so funny. And the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, in the movie, he's already fucking dead.
It doesn't matter, right?
Spoilers.
For real.
Spoilers, Toga's fucking dead.
Hecking Ruby.
Akio's fucking dead.
You know who's not interesting to me at all in Utena? It's Miki.
Yep. I fucking knew it.
By the way, if you're watching the dub, you're gonna have to live with them calling him Mickey instead of Miki.
It's fine. You won't even notice it. You'll start doing it yourself. It's fine.
He literally just sucks. He has easily the worst plot.
Mickey's story arc, they're just consistently so weak. Like, I don't care, Miki. I don't care about the begrudging feelings you have about your sister. I don't care about your weird projections on Anthe. I don't care about the piano. I don't fucking... Just, like, literally, it's all so weak. It's just familial BS. Miki's sister sucks. Miki sucks. Miki's parents kind of suck, but they're not too bad. It's just that Miki and his sister suck about them. God.
Sayonji's my little baby boy, though.
We love Sayonji.
I love Sayonji. He's objectively way worse than Miki, but I feel way worse for him.
Right, exactly, because he just kind of also gets roped into the sort of web of, like, toxic masculinity and power and control that Akio spins around this school. He is directly influenced by Toga, who's directly influenced by Akio.
Sayonji is probably the main character. It's probably the male character who suffers the most from manipulation. Like, a lot of the girls suffer from being manipulated by horrible people.
Definitely. Anthe most of all.
But man, Sayonji, woof.
Yeah, poor guy.
Toga hecking blows.
Mm-hmm.
You can see why he hecking hates the guy, but also loves the guy.
Yeah, like, you don't see a lot of, like, victims of toxic masculinity, so-and-so. In media, Sayonji is, like, textbook toxic masculinity. It's, like, kind of impressive how perfectly nailed down this whole idea is. Yeah, and this is coming from a show that was put out in, I want to say, the late 90s, before, like, a lot of discussion about these sort of feminist topics were brought up. It's just brilliant, beautiful characterization. Beautiful, brilliant storylines.
He is a guy who is obsessed with marrying a girl because he wants to prove himself to a guy.
Yep, that's pretty much it, yeah. He wants to be the big man. And he'll slap as many girls as he has to in order to prove it.
He wants to be Toga's equal so badly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's so clear, no matter how very directly mean he is to Toga, that he truly does care and miss their relationship as kids.
It's true. I love their scene together on their fucking shitty moped. That is the most, like, totally just Toga trying to be Akio and Sayonji trying to be Toga's friend. It's such a good scene, because Toga doesn't do it the way Akio does it. Not just because it's a car, but he is, like, the completely different monologue. Sayonji doesn't fucking care about it, too. He's like, I always hate you being the one driving. And that line right there is, like, it is literally about them driving, but that is completely, like, that is Toga and Sayonji's relationship. He wants to be together, also, but he doesn't want Toga to be the one controlling things anymore.
Also, it is a motorcycle. It's very much them trying to be mature and adult, like the car driving Akio.
Yeah, but it just comes off as silly and childish.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he even do Akio's, like, stupid standing up with his hands outstretched thing, and Sayonji's like, sit down, that's dangerous. Like, it is very much, it comes off as children playing make-believe. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
That's Akio's thing, though, you know? Because he is the end of the world. He is the entire world. of these kids.
Yeah, exactly right.
They can never grow up. He can never grow up while still in this cage called school.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're there with Akio, they can never truly grow and become adults.
Yeah, exactly, and that is exactly how Akio wants it.
So,
Don't you just love beautiful, complex, well-written and mature magical girl stories that have something profound to say about toxic masculinity and femininity?
do you think it was interesting that when Seiyonji was sleeping in Wakaba's house, when he was leaving Wakaba's house, that he kind of lost all of his kind of horrible, nasty, childish personality.
Yeah, and it's probably because he was out of the environment that he was usually in.
Until pink-haired hecking Yu-Gi-Oh guy hecking comes in, influenced by Akio, draws him back to the school where he becomes childish again.
Yep. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh boy. I can't remember your name. I just remember that you're voiced by Yu-Gi-Moto.
Dan Green.
Thank you. Well, that's not his character's name.
I know. The something seminar, the Kage seminar. I think it's Kage.
Ah, that's it.
Thank you, Mikage.
Mm-hmm.
They're crazy for that one.
Crazy for that one, indeed.
Love Mikage stuff. People will tell you not to watch the Black Rose arc. Don't listen to those people. They are literally wrong.
Watch the Black Rose arc, finish the rest of the series, and then watch the Black Rose arc again.
It's such a good arc.
Oh man, remember the storyline where Wakaba was literally fighting to stop being a forgotten side character?
It's so meta. It's so meta.
It's literally.
It's acknowledged in universe that her one episode is very much her one time to shine. And that it won't last long, and it doesn't. It breaks your heart.
It really does. Like, she's got a point. He is nothing compared to the stuff going on with the rest of the cast. Oh,
she wants to kill the Rose Bride because Rose Bride is taking away everything that makes her special.
Yep.
Her relationship with Utena, her relationship with Seiyonji.
Yeah.
She significantly loses that.
Yeah, and this is an interesting situation where, like, I feel like in the grander symbolism of the show, the Rose Bride does not represent all the things it usually represents, it, like, you know, revolution and, like, desire and stuff like that. In this situation, the Rose Bride just represents the plot. And yeah, the plot is taking away from Wakaba, literally. She's irrelevant to the plot.
It's crazy! They're crazy for that!
Absolutely, absolutely. Love you.
I pull my hair back. God, you're so cool, Wakaba.
Man, I really do fucking love Utena. It was peak. It really was peak.
And that's the fun part.
It was one of those.
So good.
It was one of those shows where I felt like I could watch everything else better because I watched Utena. Like, my ability to watch things went up.
There's so much. Every time you watch it, you'll find something new to think about.
Oh, totally.
It's so good.
And this is like, this occurred to me recently, and I got mad about it. I was like at work or something. I was making a coffee or whatever, and I had the thought, like, oh, roses have thorns. Roses have thorns. So the whole time in all of Utena, I did not consider that the roses were hurting the people holding them. And now I have to rewatch the whole show with that in mind.
It's so hot!
It's just tons and tons of layers to it. It's crazy. Oh, Utena. Watch Utena. Write your essay about it. I expect it on my desk within like 2 weeks. There's literally so much media that is like so well written, but it is specifically in like the medium of like anime or video games or something. And I'm like fucking mad because if I was like a literature teacher, I would literally have like assigned reading be Metal Gear Solid 2 or something.
Oh, it's just
good. So good. Boy.
We love a meta narrative. We love girls fighting against the system.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
we love an ending that only helps further the theme.
You know what we love even more?
When it doesn't do that.
When it throws it all away right at the end. Let's talk about Wonder Egg Priority. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull up an episode list because, man, I really want to talk about Wonder Egg Priority step by step by step.
Oh, Wonder Egg.
Oh my god, Wonder Egg Priority.
Wonder Egg absolutely had the opportunity to be on like Utena Princess Tutu tiers level of mature, fulfilling story
Yup.
about society and inherent womanhood.
Yep.
But no, they decided to throw it in the trash
Yep.
into the basement like they did with their daughter.
Don't you just love watching 9 of the best made modern anime episodes you've ever seen, and then 3 of the absolute dog shit worst?
Oh,
Oh.
They're going to Mondo hell.
Literally happens overnight. So, Wonder Egg Priority, for those that are not in the know, is a story about 4 high school girls who all have had someone very close to them commit suicide, involved in a system known as the Wonder Egg system? What is it? Something like that. Just the Wonder
something
Egg
like that.
Priority, we'll just call it. In which they are given an egg, and then overnight that egg will hatch into the being of the manifestation of a young girl who, for some reason or another, committed suicide. And it is these 4 girls' job to help them come to terms with their suicide. With what drove them to suicide in the first place.
With their own trauma.
And it is intense and beautiful and deep and psychological. It is wonderful. They deal with all these incredibly heavy and intense themes really, really maturely. There's, sexual assault and bullying and things like that. And they don't shy away from any of it, and they don't mishandle any of it. An incredible theme for the first 9 episodes is that these girls are, in fact, victims. They were powerless in their positions, and it is not their fault that they were hurting or grieving at all. And it is only from, girls their age that they could find any comfort or protection. And, the true, the big sad thing of the show is that they could not find this comfort in life, but at least they could be at peace in death because of this. And it's gorgeous, and then beautiful, and then 2 dipshits say that every teen girl ever kills themselves because of a fucking robot in their basement. Fuck!
Dude, they fucking suck balls.
Yep.
Also, thank you, Whale. Our transitions are really good.
Thank you. It is impressive that we didn't script it. We just pick up on when it's time to move to the next. Fucking okay. Episode 10 of Wonder Egg Priority. They fucking... I goes to the 2 people who created the Wonder Egg Priority machine or whatever, and is like, what the fuck, guys? And they're like, okay, here's the situation. We were 2 little shits and we decided to play God and create a child that looks so fucking ugly. I shouldn't be mean to Frill about her appearance. I should not be mean to Frill about her appearance, but they did say, we made a girl. We played God, we made a girl, and turns out, well, they didn't say this, but this is the truth of the matter, is that 2 adult men cannot actually come up with the psyche and personality and complexity of a 14-year-old girl, so she was psychologically deranged. She became very, very violently jealous when one of these 2 people got a wife and had a child. They had a miscarriage because the girl, Frill, I'll just say her name is Frill, killed the baby. And...
She killed the mother.
She killed the mother, right.
But the kid lived.
The kid lived. She killed the mother, kid survived. And because of that, they just... they didn't unplug her or anything. It's not like she was a person. They could have literally just pulled the plug on her. No, they just beat the shit out of her and locked her in a cupboard in the basement. And then,
to be fair, it was just Akka who did that.
It was just
Akka did dance. By the way, their names are Akka and Oda Akka.
It's so stupid.
Why are they named like that?
It's such bad naming. But literally, at no point does Oda Akka say, hey, where's our other kid? And Akka was just like, oh, I should probably get her out. I was mad, I beat her up. It's really fucked up that they did that, first off. Second off, they act like it was Frill's fault that she held a grudge towards them about that. And 14 years later, Odaka's daughter killed herself. Just committed suicide in the middle of the night. Nobody knows why. But they blame Frill. And they realize all suicide is Frill's fault. So they build the Wonder Egg system to, I don't know, fucking make them feel less bad about it. The whole idea of the Wonder Egg...
right their wrongs.
Yeah, the whole thing about, the Wonder Egg system was specifically, it promised to these girls that when they helped enough girls, that they would be able to revive the person that they lost. Which does hold true to the end.
Can we real quick talk about the main girl's friend? I fucking hate her entire
Koito?
situation.
You mean Koito?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. We could totally talk about Ai's whole situation right now. Ota was specifically fighting for her friend Koito. It was literally her only friend because I was super, super, super heavily bullied. And the show builds it up that Koito is an SA victim at the hands of this art teacher. And was it Ai or was it Koito who had a crush on the teacher?
Koito.
It was Koito. Koito had a crush on the teacher, and it was implied that he took advantage of her, and that's what led to her suicide. And then in the last episode, they decided that wasn't what happened.
He was just being a normal, regular teacher, and she got a crush on him and was doing crazy stuff, and she stood on the edge of the school, threatening to kill herself if he didn't get with her, and then she slips and falls and dies.
She didn't even kill herself. What? That sounded bad. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip me saying she didn't even kill herself, disappointedly. Well, in the subject of, literally, they just destroy everything at the end. So, yeah. I was fighting for Koito. She didn't even, I was honestly at peace with Koito's death. She was only fighting because she wanted to know why Koito would kill herself. Because I presume there's a lot of complex feelings that go into it. I was probably thinking, was there anything I could have done to help her? Is there, someone to blame for all this? Important questions like that. And the answer is no. Koito's just nuts.
Oh, so stupid.
So fucking
stupid.
It's so dumb.
It really did go downhill the second that that Momo helped the one dude and then
the trans episode. That was that was literally the absolute peak of the series. hitting the absolute low point the second after. So this is literally a brilliant story about one of the victims of like the Wonder Egg system. That Momo, who is this sort of how to word it? We'll say like masculine presenting character. She is a woman. She is a cis woman. And we know this because she meets a trans man in the Wonder Egg system, which they fully respect his identity in the show. Like, they fully acknowledge everything that's going on with it and only refer to him as a man, except for when the person that made him kill himself shows up, who just, like, full on,
it's okay. We can add that onto the Ura-Aka thing, by the way.
Yeah.
The Ura-Aka.
Aka and Ura-Aka are transphobic because they did include trans people in the Wonder Egg system, or trans men in the Wonder Egg system.
They were crazy for that one.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't have done that one. But anyway, it's like really, again, really maturely handled, really beautiful story, and you know, it ends with Momo and this guy literally just like proudly and loudly like calling out their identities and hugging each other and being so happy they met. And Momo, who, like, I think in a previous episode she tried going on a date with someone, and the guy that she was going on a date with flat out rejected her because she got all dolled up and had like a cute dress and was not nearly as masculine and tomboyish as she usually is. And she was so broken up about that, which is what makes this episode even better for Momo's story arc. And
I love that
all
scene.
the worse 5 seconds later.
I love that scene though, because when she's explaining what happened and how he thought that she was a guy, she like tries to laugh it off.
Oh yeah.
But the other girls are horrified and are like,
yeah,
Momo, that's awful.
Literally, like Momo is on the verge of tears but trying to play it off light, and everybody else is just nothing but support. These girls are so like well written and their friendships are so important. Ugh. And then blah.
And then after she saves the trans guy, a dumb hecking bug-faced girl.
Yeah, who was it? Asterisk hyphen? Who was it?
I don't know. She's like a friend of Frill.
Yeah,
like,
Frill made some extra like Robo Girls, and named them all after random keyboard buttons, like hyphen. And they're all evil.
She goes like, looks like you've done the thing. And then like kills their pet. They have pets. Mm-hmm. She like kills her pet and then forces her to eat its raw flesh.
Yep.
The stupidest thing ever.
It really
it
serves no point at all.
It's like the first point of this series that feels edgy for no reason.
Which is really impressive for an anime about teen girl suicide. That this is the first time they feel edgy.
Oh, it felt so edgy. It felt stupid. I couldn't take it seriously.
It's really just awful. And then things just keep falling apart more and more. Like, we talked about this, and I'm glad you brought it up. The girls have an incredible relationship. They are all so nice to each other. They're all incredibly close friends, and it is so important to the plot and story that they're that way, because the whole, you know, thesis of the first 9 episodes is that girls need to support each other because there's a lot of things in the world that are out there to hurt them. So the fact that they have this beautiful, wonderful support group, it fucking doesn't matter. It's all falling apart now in the final leg of the show. Ugh. Like, literally, episode 11 and 12 and 13 all just sort of blend together of just more angsty, sad BS that does not make sense. There was actually... They start introducing these new plot threads, like these, like, AI robots that Frill is. Turns out one of the girls is also one of them for some reason.
Okay, fun fact. The very last episode that was half flip show and then half the horrendous ending, that came out several months after the original series came out.
Amazing. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it straight up didn't have an ending for like several months. They had a lot of issues. They wanted it to be a real no hold back animation kind of thing.
Oh my god.
But then they ran out.
And so they just made Have a Bit of Clip Show, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's fucking shit. That is absolute shit. Honestly, the series might have been better well, not better, because episode 12, I think that's the one that ends with the reveal that Koito didn't kill herself, she just fell because she's nuts. She's silly.
I want to say they reveal that in the clip show. But
that would make it better, because if that's the case, then episode 12 is the episode where I pulls a Wonder Egg that contains herself in a universe where she didn't have Koito, didn't have anyone to support her, and did kill herself.
It really feels like it was setting up for our friends really are the connections we need.
Mm-hmm. No, not at all. Are you silly? It's not like that was the entire point of the series, dummy. Right. Oh, no, yeah, okay. I am reading some descriptions of episodes. Yes, it is the special, episode 13, where they reveal what happened with Koito's suicide.
It's the stupidest thing ever.
It is the stupidest thing ever.
So, the ending of Wonder Egg, right, yeah, her last egg is herself from an alternate universe where she killed herself.
Right, and really quick,
the bad guy in that is
the art teacher.
The teacher guy.
Yeah, kind of, implying that he is up to some horrible, shady shit. Ugh. It's so annoying.
So annoying.
That, literally, the fact that the teacher was the reason I killed herself it's like concrete proof that he's a bad person, that he is at fault for at least some girl's suicide out there. That, why wouldn't they just keep him evil? Ugh. So, let's talk about the final episode, because here's what happens, is... Okay. First off, Nehru's a robot, so we hate her. We need to get her out of the friend group. Fuck that girl. We hate her forever now. I guess because Frill is a robot? I don't get it. I really don't. I guess it just makes their entire relationship pointless. I don't get it.
At this point, all of the girls have done their final eggs.
Yep.
And have brought back whoever person died.
Yep, everybody who died, by the way, is placed in some alternate universe way where they never knew the person that they were with, and I guess because of that they never killed themselves. I don't know, something like that.
Which I don't like that implication.
No, that's really fucked up of them to even do that in the first place. Their whole the girls, a lot of them had very strong guilt about their friend's suicide. Yeah, and the way the show presents it, it's not saying, it's not your fault, like the rest of the show is doing. It is very much saying, yeah, they would be alive if it weren't for you. And that's just really fucked up of them to do. Ugh. So they do that. They kick out one of their friends.
It's like their pets dying and being forced to eat their flesh thing didn't traumatize them. That sure did.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that happens, and that happens. None of them are able to actually come to fucking terms with this. The whole friend group just rips apart further and further and further. And at the end of the series, I is walking to school one day and she says, "Fuck it, I'm getting more eggs." Why? I don't fucking know.
So that she can try and find her friend who's still with Frill.
Ugh. So they never really address the problem with Frill making teen girls kill themselves, or the implication that Frill is the reason teen girls kill themselves in the first place. They completely destroy the friendships that they built up, which is honestly some of the strongest characterizations and friendship that I've seen in any media at all. I'm genuinely convinced any of these girls would have taken a bullet for any of the other girls. They just fucking cared about each other.
But now, once they find out that Rich Girl was a clone, they all go, ew, clone robot thing? I'm not risking my life for that.
It's dumb as all fuck. Right, and anyway, the teacher is not to blame for suicide. I guess I is to blame for suicide. I don't know. And the teacher ends up dating I's mom, which is fucking weird. The teacher also paints a painting of what I would look like if she was an adult, and she's beautiful and sexy, and I don't like what they meant by that.
I don't know anyone who watched this and then go, oh yeah, this guy was doing awful stuff with Koito.
He literally made I kill herself in another dimension. Like, of fucking course it's him. It's 100% him.
But no, he's just some innocent guy. Ooh. I'm glad that him being related to Momo had nothing to do with anything.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many plot threads that they introduce late in the series that go nowhere. There's the whole alternate universe thing, there's the whole AI robot thing, there's, you know, like what you just said, the teacher and Momo are related. That doesn't go anywhere. Momo just goes, no, I thought that guy was a good person. Which I feel like, you know, putting that there is like, you don't know, you know, who is good or who is bad until you, like, really get down to their core, so, you know, side with victims in this situation, you know? Ugh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. They had so many points to make, and they didn't make a single one. They actually retracted a lot of points, just for good measure.
It's crazy how easy the home run should have been.
Yeah, literally. Would have been so easy.
It didn't need to have a happy ending. It could have had, like, just like a bittersweet kind of ending.
Mm-hmm.
It
really
needs something that made sense.
Yeah, literally. Like, I told you my happy ending idea for Wonder Egg Priority, and I'll talk about it here. I would not take away Frill. I would not write the series to imply that she is the reason every teen girl has killed herself ever, but I would have kept Frill, and I would have made the last few episodes of the series not about the Wonder Egg system anymore. It would be specifically trying to pull an egg that has Frill in it, so that the girls can give Frill the support and care and friendship that she never got, and eventually
crazy.
Become her friend.
It's wild how, like, obviously Frill's the victim in the situation.
Yeah, obviously
she's the
victim.
artificial thing that these stupid idiots were playing God with.
Yeah.
And like, very much totally ignores her after like he got married to what's her face. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
They literally treated her. They treated her like some, like, novelty toy. I was gonna say like a pet, but not even that, because, like, I don't even know if they kept feeding her. Like, it's literally, crazy. I think they just put her away when an actual girl showed up.
Crazy! They were crazy!
I have no idea why anybody would do this, unless literally just what happened for the last 4 episodes, was literally just they switched writers. Like, that is the only explanation I can think of.
Like, it's so obvious what the thesis of the show is, but it's just not the thesis. Yeah.
Are you spitting in our faces? Like, what's going on here? Are you literally, like, mocking us for thinking that teen girls are not at fault for the suffering they go through and that they need to support each other? Is that what we're supposed to take away from this? Is that's not the case?
It's crazy how smooth it goes for Akka and Ora-Akka.
They really should have suffered this.
The show kind of acknowledges that they're not doing great things.
No, yeah. But they don't have to pay for it.
With them. nothing happens with them.
See, that's why I think it would have been so interesting if that they got, like, a Frill Egg in the Wonder Egg system, and, like, the last thing they faced off against was Akka and Uraraka. That would have been, like, brilliant. That would be literally, you know, the two powerful men that have been putting all these teen girls through so much suffering. They are now confronting them. Not directly, but they are confronting the fact that they have been put in danger and have been suffering because of these two people. Would have been a great way to acknowledge it. And it would have been extra great as if, like, after they did that egg shit, Akka and Uraraka were like, well done, girls, and they do their weird fucking thing, and then they just fucking don't say a word to him and just leave. That would have been the perfect series wrap for them. Was just the main girls cutting Akka and Uraraka out of their lives. And they didn't. That's not what happened.
I wish.
I lost all of her friends. Her best friend, who she did all this for, doesn't even, like, know she, like, I guess she knows she exists, but doesn't care. Her art teacher, who she assumed was the reason her best friend killed herself, is now dating her mom, so she decides, I'm gonna go back to risking my life for some eggs.
She gotta get eggs so that she can save her friend again. Shrug.
Hate. Don't like Wonder Egg. Don't like Wonder Egg at all. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, this would not be so bad if the first 9 episodes weren't so good.
Literally.
It was a work of art until it wasn't. Thank you for the bomb. Man, so mad. I'm just mad.
Literally, God, why even have them be these two dudes who are antithetical to the entire theme of the show?
Yeah.
If you're not gonna do anything with them.
Yeah, exactly.
They might as well have really been just cosmic space dust who just wanted to do random experiments for the fun of it.
Yeah, actually. Like, if Akka and Uraraka weren't scientists who were responsible for everything, and they were just, like, two fucking aliens or something, that'd be great. Am I saying Uraraka when I'm trying to say Uraraka?
Yeah.
At some point, my brain, like, started firing the wrong name in my mouth. Ugh, and it never stopped.
Why on earth is so much of the show dedicated to adults failing these teenage girls, and then having these two adult men ruining the lives of these teenage girls have nothing to do?
Yeah, actually, why are they just fine? Why are they just sitting in their little cozy little VR room having a good time together?
It's literally hell in here.
Yeah. So, just, I hate giving more praise to Wonder Egg Priority, but I also do want to say, really great animation, of course. What was the studio who did it?
I forgot what they are.
Was it, oh god, the name, was it Kyoani?
No way.
They kind of, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up what the studio was, but beautiful animation, really good character design, really, really, really good music. Like,
it was Cloverworks.
Oh yeah, there you go. Like, literally, I love every aesthetic part of this show. The settings are great, character design is great, the monster design is, like, really, really,
you
like,
say that the character design is great, even though main girl is literally just Coraline.
It's literally just Coraline, and we do have to accept that. Like, there's no getting around it. She's got, like, the emo blue haircut, she's got a big yellow jacket. It's just Coraline.
Coraline! Dun dun dun.
Coraline! Coraline! Oh boy. Is Coraline a magical girl show? Not show, but movie.
I mean, she doesn't really have magic herself.
No, just courage.
Yeah.
But you know,
like
it does have themes.
World, but not like it's true.
Right. Ugh.
And I love a theme.
Anyway, let's see. We should have probably planned an outro because this has just been like, we could just keep ranting about how awful Wonder Egg is, but like, I feel like we should end on a higher note.
Yeah. Wow. Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Did you really know? Wow, magical girls. Magical girls really are the girls who keep magic.
Mm-hmm. Believe in yourself. Become
That's
a
how
proud
it
woman.
starts.
There is an on-screen woman going into labor and giving birth at the end of a Precure series. Like, literally, she gives birth to the mascot, not the mascot character, but for one of the main characters. And it's like, I'm trying not to sugarcoat it at all. She's like screaming and holding doctors' hands and in a hospital room. It's just giving birth.
I love birth. Yes.
Anyway, you know, be proud of your womanhood, and, you know, you gotta look out for each other as girls, because powerful men will always try to make a victim out of you. You can't let that happen. You need to be courageous, you need to be proud, you need to be hopeful. Magical girls.
Even as long as you have your friends, you're gonna survive this. Don't forget that.
Yep, that's right. Whatever you do, if your friend turns out to be an AI, don't let your entire friend group fall apart because of it.
No matter how ugly her hands are, you're gonna have to just
Oh boy. And maybe if you do decide to watch Wonder Egg Priority, just watch the first 9 episodes and then write a fanfic about the rest. That's it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks so much, everybody, for sitting in on our loose discussion of magical girls, the good, the strange, but amazing, and the ugly. Definitely watch Precure. 100% watch Princess Tutu and Revolutionary Girl Utena. We're probably, I don't know what our plan is for this, like, podcast theme, like, discussion stuff. In the future, I think we're probably gonna be a little more organized about our talking points.
Of course.
Yeah, like, literally all our notes is, like, a post-it note that, like, we went over literally, like, right before we went live.
Yeah,
literally, I can read it to you right now. Magical Girl Anime, underline. Figure shows, quote, shonen with women. And then underneath that, Princess Tutu, not written out Tutu, spelled out 22. And then Utena, and then an arrow pointing at both of them, that it just says, masterpiece. And then, under that, it just says, Wonder Egg. Ew. So in the future, we'll probably try to be a little more organized about our discussion topics.
Of course.
I've been, and sometimes you've been, but mostly just like I've been holding the line here, watching through every single Disney animated movie in order of release, because CS Mark, is that his name? No, what is it, Ellis Mark? That fucking YouTube reviewer, he did a shitty ranking, and then Schaefer Ellis also did a shitty ranking, so now I have to make a good ranking, right? That's how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Ellis Mark?
Also, we're including Disney movies and Pixar movies. We are also watching DreamWorks movies. We have finished watching all of the Don Bluth movies.
Yep.
We are also watching the Aardman movies. Do we agree on that?
Occasionally we're doing Aardman movies. They're not all on there for some reason. And we absolutely could just do all the Aardman movies.
There's not that many.
There's not that many. There's like, what, Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit. And Pirates.
We went back and forth. We were gonna watch like all the Blue Sky movies.
Yep.
I don't think I want to do that.
No, at the end of the day, we're already watching so much, so let's just call it where it is, right?
If you're curious where we are, we just finished Treasure Planet. Do you want to do a spoiler review of Treasure Planet?
Just completely derail and talk about Treasure Planet. I guess we could do that. So not like Treasure Planet was literally exactly what I thought it was going to be going into it, which was, you know, batting 99 out of 100 on aesthetics, like 8 out of 10 on plot, 20 out of 10 on character, but that's only for the first half of the movie, and then the robot and the guy who sounds like he's trying to be Robin Williams show up, and it kind of falls apart in the second half.
Treasure Planet's wild, bro.
It's all over the place, but the what's his fucking name? Why can't I remember it? They did not change it from Treasure Island. Hook Hands. Is it? No, what is it?
I'll let you figure it out.
It's not Captain Kidd. Because in Treasure Planet and Treasure Island, Captain Kidd buried the treasure. They're after Captain Kidd's treasure.
Think about it. There's like a chain
Long
restaurant
John
named
Silver.
after him.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I can't believe
You
I
just
forgot
watched
that.
the
Yeah,
movie.
Long John Silver is incredible in that movie. He's like absolutely my favorite character. I've always like seen him talked about when people talk about twist villains, about like the way to do it right, which is, you know, do the twist early. There was never a twist that Long John Silver was gonna be a villain. You knew out the gate, you just kind of hoped he would do better. And that's what makes everything so beautiful about that relationship.
Speaking of beautiful, do you ever think about how like how like coolly animated his like arm and stuff is?
Oh, totally, all the time.
You can barely even tell it's CG. It's so interesting.
That's the thing. We've seen the absolute worst of 2D and CG coming together. Just Titan AE. And this is probably the best.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say probably the best because we're not putting Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse on this.
Nope. I'm so glad more than anything that this movie looks better than Titan AE.
I'm so glad this movie is as beautiful as I remember looking.
I was so scared that Treasure Planet was going to be as bad as Titan AE.
Oh my god, thank goodness it was actually good. According to our official ranking, or at least my official ranking, Treasure Planet, better than Toy Story 2, not as good as The Little Mermaid.
I just did not like the characters outside of the relationship between the main kid and Silver.
Oh, for sure. That's like literally the best part of the movie. But I did think the cat girl was really hot, and the dog boy was kind of hot, so, you know, that carried it a little bit.
The little wacky sidekick creature.
Oh yeah,
he was cute.
Mimic duo, what's his name? I don't know, it's something like that. Google.
It's really hard to be a cute Disney mascot and stand out.
You know what
for good reason.
You know what has great, cute little mascots? Magical Girl anime. All right, we tied it all back together. This is it. We close it down. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Bye bye.